this is 365801 and this is going to be a Manga Pride Readathon vlog, or at least some of the things I'm reading during June, the month of Pride. So first of all, I've got my given. This is basically the only thing that I definitely have on my TBR. I'm gonna kind of wing it for the rest of the time. And actually I think I can pretty much get maybe not a full bingo or a blackout, but I can get a lot. I can get quite a few on the bingo board just with this series. So, and I haven't read it yet. I've watched the anime, obviously, so I know a lot of the story, but I haven't actually read the manga. It's taken me a while. The first volume I got was a volume 2, then I got a volume 5, then I think I got a volume 1, then I got a volume 6, then I got a 4 and a 3. So I didn't get them in order, and that's why I didn't sit down and read them. I know that there'll be more coming out. I don't think volume 6 is the last of them, but it does look very nice. Rainbow colours, so I'll be able to get some good bingo ticks with this series. Yeah, I don't know what else I'm going to read though, so I might just wing it. We'll see. I'm going to start with volume 1 though, which has orange. It actually has quite a few colours, but it's got the orange as the main one, so that'll be my one of my bingo ticks. So I'm going to take this over to my table that's a bit of a mess. I need to tidy up. It's a bit of a state. But I have a very large pancake, and this is, oh, I'm so glad that I decided to do this. So I need to go and get some more coffee and sugar. It's so hot here. As soon as like we get some summer, it's either cold or it's way too hot. Like even just, what was it, 4 days ago, we had hailstones at the end of May. But June is nice and sunny and it has been lovely. So yeah, I'm gonna probably go to the shops and get some provisions and also enjoy a bit of the weather. It's got a little bit cloudy, and so hopefully it won't be too hot, but it is gorgeous. But I used to drink this every day before I knew I was lactose intolerant. Here's just a cup of lactose intolerance for you. Yeah, really not good. So doing this with like soy milk or oat milk or something, it's just so much better. But yeah, so I'm gonna give this a wee read, and I'm really looking forward to it. Everyone says it's great. I already know I'm gonna love it. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a wee start. So I literally like just started. I had like 2 bites out of it when the postman came and dropped some stuff off. So I'm gonna move some stuff out of the way and show you what I got. This is like, I may as well just show you. I'm gonna do like a big haul, probably the end of June. So it'll be July. Look forward to that, because I've actually purchased way more than I should have. But I don't know what I bought. I can't remember. So yeah, let's see what I got. Okay, so this first one already has a slit in it, actually. Accidentally, maybe, which makes it probably a bit easier. Ooh! I might reuse this, actually, because I got something to send back to Amazon. Ooh. So I got this. They were selling 1, 2, and 3, and I thought I would put in a wee vid. So I ended up getting volume 3, which is not great because it's only a 3-volume series, and I don't have volumes 1 and 2. Why do I do this to myself? I thought if the other volumes were going cheap, I could get them, but other people outbid me, and that's fine. That's cool, great. I think the person should get as much money as they possibly can, and I actually didn't think I was going to get this, but yeah, it's Showa as a story, and Hiromasa Okujima as the art style. So it's not necessarily the typical BL art style, but Showa also doesn't do the typical BL stories that you might imagine. I really love some actual Showa work in print. So good, so good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to collecting the rest of this. I know already that it's kind of an interesting, weird, also kind of hard-hitting one. Probably one that I might not enjoy, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. Obviously, it's a Sublime title, so this is really great condition. I'm very happy. I can't remember how much I paid for it. I can't remember. I need to check. But that's really good. So let's have a look at what else I got. This one here. It's from Music Magpie. Let's see. I don't know what I bought. I'm quite bad at, like, I've had a really bad buying spree. I always know like how good or bad my mental health is with how much I've purchased. Like, you can always tell, like, I did quite well in the first half, well, first quarter of the year, but lately not so much. Ooh, yay! I might read this. I know this isn't LGBT. This is Aki's work, which is why I'm so happy about it. This is The White Cat's Revenge as plotted from the Dragon King's lap. As you can see, it's an original story by Kureha, character design by Yamigo, but the art is by Aki. If you know me at all, you know how much I chuffin' love Aki's artwork. I really wish she would stop doing this and finish her own goddamn stories. I mean, it's just, I love her artwork. It's so expressive, it's so beautiful. I know you can get these as, I think, light novels. So the original, I think, light novels that you can get from Yen Press as well. They're the ones that have been doing them as light novels, but then Aki was kind of commissioned to do the manga version, and I might have volume 2 as well. So I'm wanting to read this series. I think there's 3 volumes out at the moment. I don't know if that's it. I don't know if that's it in Japanese. I don't know if that's it in English. I don't know. But I just knew that this was one that I really wanted to collect just because it's Aki's work, and anything that Aki does or draws, I want eventually. And it's taken me a while to get the other ones. But yeah, is there print information? This is from 2018, but this was published in 2020. Great. So it's not too bad. So it's been a couple of years now. But yeah, I finally got I got it for a really good price. I think it was like £5 or something. Yes. Right, I'm going to carry on, put these away, and carry on with Given. I'll check in with you when I've read a bit more. So it's, I'm like, oh, literally it just started. I still have my pancake to eat, but I'm actually getting quite emotional. Just kind of tearing up. I'm like, don't. There's something about reading this instead of watching the anime. Like, when you've watched the anime already, you know what the story is. So you know the significance of meaning behind things. I can't imagine reading this, then going back and rereading this. Because watching the anime, you get that, but you have to experience it at the pace that the anime is giving it to you. Whereas when you're reading this, you're reading it at your own pace. You're consuming it at a pace that is right for you to be able to connect to the emotions and connect to the cadence of the piece. And so you can have a deeper emotional response, which can be a little bit more impactful, I guess. Like, I'm not saying the anime is bad, but reading this actually hits different, especially after having watched. So you know the significance of things. I was like, oh, that's the first panel? Fuck. Honestly, I was like, Jesus. We're there already, because if you hadn't, you wouldn't know what that first panel means. But I know what that first panel means, so I was like, quick, turn the page, because I cannot. And then you get all these, and it's like, oh, it's quite funny, it's cute. And then you get introduced to Mafuyu. And he's super cute, just there. And you're like, oh yeah, Uenoyama, Mafuyu, I know these. This is what made me laugh so much, is the size of the guitar. And it made me laugh here. But then when I started to get to this panels, when he's talking about getting it fixed, and you look at that look of like anguish, can it be fixed? You realize that like he's so still in this massive grieving space. He is literally carting around this guitar that means so much to him. It's broken. It's like the strings are broken. He knows nothing about it other than what it signifies. And I'm getting real emotional just thinking about it, because I'm like, shit, this is heavy. But when I watched the anime, I was just like, yeah, alright then. And now thinking about it, it's like, he must have just been so distraught still to just be wandering around with this huge fuck off guitar. It's big, it's the size of him. But also it's like this physical thing that's tethering him to the world, that's keeping literally his support. He is gripping hold of this. This is what's keeping him alive. It's what's keeping him going. It's emotional. And then he's like, can you fix it? And then when I got to this page, I was like, okay, I'm getting, breathe, it's fine, you're okay. But then this moment here, when he puts the strings back on and he's trying to tune it, the fact that there's this boy with, you know, short hair, and he just strums this guitar, that sound Mafuyu would have heard, you know, 1,000 times, thousands and thousands of times. So the sound, the image is like so impactful. This is heavy going when you know the story and you're having to read it for the first time, guys. I do not recommend. I think you should read the manga first. Don't watch the anime. Read the manga first, because you read all this and you're like, cool, everything's cool, but I've watched the anime, I already know. I am almost blubbering, guys. It is not good, because I know the significance of this. So when you read these things like, I'd struck his heartstrings, you just think, oh, this is love? And you're like, no, it's not fucking love, Jesus. This is heavy shit. So, it's still super cute. I love the art is just absolutely gorgeous. Natsuki Kizu. Oh, so beautiful. I do want to get her new one out. What's it called? Links? So yeah, I'm going to carry on reading this and hopefully you won't cry. Oh no! Oh no! Maybe take my time. I'm gonna take my time, guys. Oh dear. I'm obviously emotional. So I've just finished volume 1. I've been doing a bit of computer work and I needed to wait for things to move across. So I actually did quite a bit of reading while I was just waiting on data to be shifted from one space to the other. This is really good, actually. It's nice to have watched the anime and see how accurate, and there's different things that pop up that I'm like, oh, did that happen in, and how did they present it, and all that kind of stuff. Panty shot. I know Bazaar was going on about some extra ones, but I can't remember what they all are, except one was a panty shot. Anyway, it's been good. Oh, look at the Pomeranian, so cute. There's a couple of things. Obviously, what was it? There was a couple of little things. One of them was Haruki said something, and it was after he sang. It's nice to hear in my head the sound of the music that. Here it is. I don't remember this being in, so I need to rewatch it, when he said, you know, Uechi is into the kid. Now, what does he mean by that? Does he mean he's like interested in him, like as a person, as a friend, or are they already implying that he has more of a romantic or sexual interest? Which I didn't think it was at that point. Like, you could tell he was obviously spending time with him, but then anyway. So yeah, there's definitely a few things, picking up on things that I didn't necessarily pick up on from the anime, so you're getting from the manga. There was a couple of things. What was it? There was obviously I love this chibi. This chibi is super cute. Yeah, so here we get Kasai. I was like, what's her name? There's always a woman in. Oh, that's it. Well, I don't know if they show this in the next one. So, the way that women are presented in BL, I think someone actually wrote a paper on it, like quite a substantial paper, back in, I want to say like 2010, 2011, an academic paper about female representation within BL manga and how they classified them into different ways, and one of them was just the woman who has a thing for the guy and can't get the guy and therefore is a biatch. And yeah, Kasai, here she is. I was like, what a fucking bitch in the anime, and here I'm like, what a fucking bitch. You can't help it but think, because that's calculated. And even if she says sorry afterwards, which she does, I'm like, yeah, no, you lost me, biatch. Cannot stand that kind of scheming. And some women do. And I say that because, well, men do as well, but you know what, if you've met a woman who's done it, you're like, the kind that, Kasai's the kind who would poke holes in the condom, if you know what I mean. And I've met women like that who actually did that. So yeah, this kind of thing, not cool. That ain't it, chief. That ain't it. I love all these little bits with the extras. So that's the big bit where he's like, whoa, it was very emotional. I love the people. Look at that face when she's like, it's really funny. But this is the thing, like, Mafuyu, he has like the appearance that he gets like of a little Pomeranian, but he is actually quite cutting. Look at that look. And he does it later on to Haruki as well. It's that almost like he'll stab a bitch. like he's not as soft as he appears. So yeah. And also I think in this one, this was presented in this way in the manga, but I think it was presented in a softer way in the anime. It might be good to actually watch it. Here we go. This is another thing I want to talk about. So Unoyama's like, I don't understand what I'm feeling. Akihiko's like, I might understand what's going on. Which is quite funny. Was it there? I wanted to see what. Here it is. So this line here, like hearing someone scream without screaming, if that makes any sense. Oh, there was also another one where I don't know. Maybe I've passed it already. When Haruki hears him for the first time, and it's like he does a double take. Hilarious. Anyway, this line made me think of Sia, because well, let's not talk about her cancelling herself with her last album, but I've actually listened to Sia for over 20 years now. I listened to Sia before she was Sia, this big, star, because before she was a guest vocalist on other bands' work, And back when I was like 18 or 19, I was really into electronica, funk, that kind of thing. Very chill, relaxing music that I now know I was obviously gravitating towards due to my ADH riddled brain, and I needed to chill and try and focus on my university work and stuff. Anyway, she starred vocal. She did vocals on some tracks for a band called 07. So that I was thinking, if I can remember a good band or a good song or something, I will do a recommendation for each volume. And my recommendation for this volume is 07. They did a couple of really fantastic albums in the early 2000s, so just have a listen to them. But YouTube searching, maybe I'll put a link in the description of a really good song that I particularly liked by them. And Sia and a couple of other people as well did some amazing guest vocals on their tracks. And it really did make me think of this, because at the time I was like, who are these people? So I wanted to know more about the vocalists. And then I learned more about Sia because someone had said that her voice sounds like she's screaming or crying without actually screaming or crying because of what she's been through. So when she was young, she lost someone as well. Her partner, her boyfriend, I think they were traveling. I don't know the specifics, but I think he was unfortunately killed in a car accident or some sort of vehicle accident or something. And she kind of went off the rails at that point and was utterly distraught and, you know, started drinking, doing drugs, was very dangerous and promiscuous and did not take care of herself and basically went completely off the rails. And she said that, I think in the interview, that also had an impact on her voice and the quality of her voice and how much she was able to push it, or she pushed it too far, that kind of thing. So that's kind of why she sounds the way she sounds. Anyway, this quote just made me think of Sia, which made me think of where I had first heard her, which was in the 07 albums. So that is my recommendation. Have a wee check out of 07 if you're into... Basically, it was like lo-fi before lo-fi was a thing. Like proto-lo-fi. Go check it out. 07 and their albums. They're really good, really enjoyable. And I love the chibis. So yeah, I have been enjoying this. This is the other moment, like Matthew just being like, woof. Like he just turned around and sliced Haruki up. Emotionally, obviously. So yeah, I'm enjoying this. There was another one wee thing at the end of this. There's a couple of other bits, but it's this bit here. When they're talking about who's the popular one, and they say it's Akihiko, and then they're like, oh, it's Uenoyama, and then Mafuyude says, that's because he's so handsome. Also because he seems like he might be a virgin, and that's kind of cute. Oh, Akihiko just like spit take. Oh, that's so funny. So these are things that obviously don't necessarily get put in. I don't know. I can't remember. I've only watched the anime once all the way through. So yeah, that's my end of Given. This is obviously orange on the cover, starting a new series. Yaoi. Is it yaoi? Is it LGBT? Anyway. Yeah, it's BL. And what else would it be? I could definitely put this under like a host favourite or a friend favourite, because I think all of the hosts have all said, oh, I love this one, I love this one. So all three of you have said that you love Given. So I could put this down as both a host and a friend, because I think of you as friends. Think of us as friends. So yeah, definitely this is a good start. I'm really enjoying being able to read it rather than just like seeing it as the anime. So it's nice to take my time. Anyway, I will pick up with volume 2 later. I'm glad I'm reading this. It's great. So it's about 10 to 10 at night, but as you can see, it's still pretty bright outside. This is what I mean when I say that in the middle of summer in Scotland, you get, it's like it's a little bit like the land of the midnight sun. It's not completely, but it's kind of, even in the height of summer, it's like twilight. And so at 10 o'clock at night, it's still pretty bright. You can see pretty well. I will have to put the blinds down, but they're not blackout blinds. So this morning about 4, I had to go and try and find these, and I found these. They were like from a flight that I took on an Emirates thing, and I was like, I know I've got some somewhere, so I might go to sleep with this on tonight so that I don't get woken up at stupid o'clock before I go to bed. I don't even have to have the light on or anything. I can still just read this from the brightness of outside. That's just what it is. So I'm going to start this tonight because I have finished volume 1, and I really just want to like race through this now. It's great. I might even read this whole thing before I go to sleep. I wouldn't be surprised if I do. So yeah, I might check in with you later, but I might just have to see you tomorrow morning. It's nice. It's good quality, and it's green on the cover. Good morning. Oh, well, actually, technically, it's afternoon now. Those like the mask, the face mask, worked a treat. I did wake up a couple of times during the night, but that's probably because my breathing's not so great at the moment. My sinuses, I think it's the pollen in the air, because I have the windows open at night. But I didn't wake up because the sun was in my eye, which is great, and they did stay on all night. So yay! I'm gonna get some sleep for the rest of the summer. So yeah, I got breakfast / lunch, which is a wee grilled cheese and ham with onion and some iced coffee. Woo woo! Well, we're here to talk about manga, not just my food, not just my diet. This was great. I did finish it last night, and I wanted to talk about it straight away, and I was like, no, go to sleep. Beautiful artwork at the front. This was a great volume. I really enjoyed it. There was a lot more development of feelings and things. She got a bit of a redemption story, which is good. Kind of means that Matthew's more aware of Uenoyama. I love the fact that he's actually like a really great soccer player. And Uenoyama's like, what? Don't be rude, poor guy. He seems like a good friend though. I really did enjoy it. It was a little bit more of them pushing each other in a way to see how far they get in the build up towards the concert, and then also these guys and their slightly odd relationship. You can see yeah, there's a lot of building tension, rain and stuff. This is obviously in the rainy season, I'm guessing, which is the summer, precursor to the summer. Japan's always going on about their 4 seasons, and I'm like, dude, you got like a whole month when it just rains and it's hot and humid and gross. Like, that's a whole season in itself. Like, you call it a season. So 5 hurricane season, like or you know, tropical storm season, that might be another season. Ugetsu, I never really got much of him from the anime, so I'd like to know more. And I thought this was quite a nice, cute way of showing what they're like as roommates. It's interesting. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of really tough emotions in this volume. And I do think, like, I love this panel. It's such a nice one. It's that, you know, when someone is so close to you and you've grown up with them, they're like a sibling, but there's something else there because they're not. It's all about the negotiation of space, or the negotiation of closeness between people. It's a very human thing. It's very much about, like,
you know, relationships and human dynamics. I really, so this panel, like, it feels really beautiful and intimate, and yet at the same time there's a distance there as well. It's just, oh. And then their little cute chibbiness and their past. I wasn't sure if I got cuddling or not. I don't think they're cuddling. They're kind of embracing. So it was kind of sad to see some of these images and the tension between the two of them. But I think it's really important for Matthew. And in terms of how soon after, because it's been only like a year. Or maybe even less than that. I don't know. I'm trying to work out the timeline because they were in high school. So that, like senior high school. So they went to senior high school. And so it must have been in the first year that this happened. And they're in their second year now. So what was it? Is it only been like 6 months? Surely not. Maybe. I'm trying to work out how soon after is this happening. Yeah, it's kind of tough. Anyway, Matthew's having issues. We're getting the whole cast of characters all together. Ugitsu's coming to see them play. And this incident. I love this. He's always been a bit stingy with me. Oh, poor Hiragi. I do like him as a character, and I think he's an important character in this. Shizuzumi as well. Oh, yeah, this was a good one, and I think there was more tension and more sense of like the importance of this. The stakes were higher, it felt, in the manga than it did in the anime. I think there was more of a built tension, and that's what I liked about the manga more. The tension was built, the sense of it could all be broken, and the two of them, they're push and pull, they're give and take, they're absolute nonsense. He's really like pushing my buttons in terms of how he, I mean, deals with Haruki. Oh, I know what's coming, and I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it. But yeah, I do like their dynamic. But this was a real sense of building tension, building emotion, building up to this moment, and then it was, you know, really important. I do think that the anime did this really, really well. So I'm very impressed with the way the anime made me feel the first time I watched it, with the music and how they all reacted. And I thought this was a lovely image as well. And how intimate and loving they were. And yet there was obviously other things going on in their relationship. But this is another beautiful, beautiful. So I don't think this is cuddling. I don't consider this cuddling. I think when you kiss, you're kissing. If you're cuddling, you're cuddling. It's a different one. So I'm not going to give myself cuddling yet in the bingo board. But this was a big moment, I think. And Ugitsu is like, all right, I got ya. And so I think that's quite important as well. This was really emotional. I'm like, I'm not crying, you're crying. Tears streaming down my face last night. Seriously, I was like, oh, it's powerful just in the manga form as well. And when he takes him off the stage. And this was a lovely kiss as well. I felt like it's another dynamic though. It shifts. I think this kiss, after all of this built tension and all of this emotional release, and then boom, it's like, okay, there's a switch here as well. So I think this panel is really important too. Yeah. It was good, it was emotional. This is it as well. So here, it happened one summer. So technically, this is set in the summer. So I could have the summer setting as the bingo board. So that's good too. This is the bit I thought was fantastic. So this, when he looks up and he's looking down and both their eyes are like puffy and splotchy and you're like, yeah, you were both bawling your eyes out. And it was at this moment I was like, I'm not crying either, guys, it's fine. But like they can both see this huge emotional release, but ugh. And this was something as well, you know, it's like the showing the change. It's kind of good. But this I have to show, bizarre, I'll put it up on Twitter as well. He's reading Given. So he's reading manga. A character, but the manga he's reading is Given. So it's like the most meta you can get is when you're actually reading your own one, or when someone breaks the fourth wall and is like, you know, talking to, back to the readers. So I thought that was really cute. I do like these. You don't get them, obviously, in maybe like with the DVD or something you do. Like extras. But, and then this story at the end, the bonus story. So this would be a winter setting. But this is like a past. And I thought, technically, this is a date then, right? Because they're like, oh, we've never been on a date. So I guess this is a date too. So I can tick that off. So I'm getting loads of these things for the bingo board. Going to the beach. It just makes you sad, doesn't it? This, I really like all the extras at the end. I don't know who Masashi is. So if you know what Masashi, who's Masashi? But I like he's a squirrel. He's a Pomeranian. Him Munchkin cat. But yeah. So I'm definitely going to be going on to volume 3. And I'll post a photograph of this onto my Twitter and update my bingo board. But I think I'm going to be just plowing on through this. I have also realised that today is like the 5th of June or something. So my manga collection video from last year went up this day last year. And in my head, I don't know why it is, I was like, oh, that went up in July. So I've got another month to do that video because I like to be consistent. But I wasn't consistent last year either, because in my head last year I was like, oh, I did that full series of my drawers and that went up in June, right? And I checked and it was like, no, like the first one went up in like March or something. That was like all the way through April and then or into May or something. Like I was like completely off. got the dates completely wrong. Because there was like a video for each drawer, which took me forever, and I'm definitely not doing that again. But it does make me think maybe I should I film another manga collection video and put it up during this month? Because it's June. I feel like I should. It's a BL collection. I haven't added that much to it though. I haven't really, so it would be the same again. So, mind you, I have purchased quite a lot the last couple months, so I'll just put all them in. Maybe I should do. Even if it doesn't go up this month, maybe I should actually just film it. So I might do that later today. I also have another couple of videos I need to edit. Oh. But I just want to sit and read this. It's so much better than spending my time making videos when I just want to read instead. I also need to go to the shops. It is a gorgeous sunny day today and I should be making the most of it, but it's almost at the too hot stage because I know I'm going to have to carry all my shopping back. But yeah, I'm going to eat and I'm going to move on to volume 3. So just before I move on to volume 3, I just thought I would do another song recommendation because this was Matthew's first concert, his first performance. I thought I would tell you about my first concert or performance that I went to, like a live show. And that was in the Barrowlands in Glasgow. And I went to go and see Morchiba. So my next recommendation is Morchiba, especially the album with The Sea. That is absolutely peak fantastic, wonderful 90s, like just so chill. It was such a great song. They used it in like a Channel 4 TV program where they put beautiful people on a deserted island in a tropical place and just said, okay, good luck. And they filmed it all, and it was like kind of like a Survivor program, but it was full of hot young things. So it's kind of like a cross between Survivor and Love Island. And like literally that's what it is. And it was great. The first series was brilliant. But they used The Sea, or Down by the Sea, by Morchiba, and I went to go see that band, and it was just fantastic. It was really nice. That's my first, like my proper first band experience of going to see live music, because I just think they're amazing. So for me to be able to say that's my first one, I'm like dead chuffed and like, yeah, too cool for school. The lead singer is called Sky, and she wore a mini kilt because we were in Glasgow, and she was like, on behalf of Glasgow, I'm wearing this mini kilt. So it wasn't a kilt, it was a mini kilt, and she had a purple tutu on underneath, and I was like, that is amazing. I loved it so much. It was such a good outfit, and her voice is just amazing. So that's my recommendation for volume 2. I don't know what my recommendation will be depending on what happens in volume 3. So we'll see what volume 3 brings. So I've moved over here, out of the sunlight. It's so bright. It's a wee bit breezy outside, but the next door neighbours have got a new puppy, and in the garden I was just looking at it, it's super cute. It's so small. Anyway, this bit here with Haruki in the cafe, getting all blushy, at this point only, really, but occasionally, he reminds me of another character, a character that's in a Yamamoto Kotetsuko manga, Blooming Darling, that's what it's called. Anyway, the character that works in the flower shop with the main characters, the main couple. The one who has the really boring boyfriend who used to work with the owner of the flower shop. So the pretty one, basically. Because look how blushy and pretty he is in this. Oh, it's like, Anyway, I do like this series. It is nice. I'm gonna have to rewatch Given after I've finished reading this whole series. I just got to this bit. I don't remember this in the anime, but this little blush, so cute. So cute. And then him just like patting him on the shoulder because he fully understands. He's like 100%, yep, got that. Understood that. After they've just been like, don't do anything to make people think that there's something going on. And instantly, I do like this Koji. He's an interesting character. I don't know if there's more to him because he only played a little part in the anime, so I need to find out if he's gonna have more. His birthday is someone else's birthday that I know. Like, does he like Haruki? Is that what it is? Is that what that is? Anyway, I'm enjoying the social media now. These little extras. They're really cute. And it's kind of like true, feels very modern, contemporary, up to date. So yeah, I'm enjoying this. But I did, he's like, don't let anyone find out. And then instantly, he's picked up on it. But you know, the little beam and the little blush is just, so cute. So yeah, definitely summer. So that's fine for the bingo board. This is really good. I like Koji is quite an interesting character. He does something that I met some girl, and she was really into. She like saved up and bought a really fancy camera, and she was really good at taking shots in clubs. So she actually was kind of like, I don't want to say she was a groupie because she was like more than that. She would actually became like a photojournalist for bands specifically, live shows and stuff. So she would travel around to their concerts, lots of different bands, but mainly a couple that she was particularly fond of. And she would take the most fantastic, like, action photograph shots of them during concerts. They were stunningly beautiful. Like, she could have shown them in galleries. They were just amazing. And of course, these amateur bands were like, oh, that's great, thanks. So they were always hitting on her because they were like wanting, in a sense, one, because she was a pretty girl, but also because they were like, we can use her talents to promote us. And it was like, you know what they're doing. And she's like, yeah, but they're hot rock guys. I'm fine with shagging around. And it just was like, I like your game. I like it. You got game, girl. You got game. It was like, good job. But she was a stunning photographer for bands. And it was like so niche, but at the same time, like useful. So I think that's probably what she's doing now. I hope that's what she's doing now. Because she was bloody good at it. So Koji kind of reminds me of, I have no idea, I can't remember what her name is. Something beginning with an S, like Sandra or Sharon or something like that anyway. But she was a very talented photographer. I was jealous as hell because she could just take these stunningly beautiful shots with all of the lights and stuff. Really nice. So yeah. Oh, so enjoying this. I just raced through it though, so I might end up actually reading more than one volume today. Probably. It's too nice. It's too nice not to keep reading. This is interesting. This is the conversation that they're having about cicadas. And they're talking about they're losing their virginity in the summer, but it's such a casual conversation. It's not like a huge thing. But then he says something like, "Oh, I just want to play ball, or punch my V card." Speaking of, where's my V? Like, have the two of them just decided that? Like, I'm assuming Uenoyama hasn't discussed it with them. Maybe he has. But, like, have they all just decided? Has he just decided, like, this is what's going on between those two and they're fine with it? Like, they're okay? I want to know, is this just like the best friendship group ever? That they're just like, cool, great. Oh, so casual about it. Nice. But I like how he's talking about, like, punching a V card, and then where's Matthew straight away? Like, does he know? What's he know? I wanna know what he knows. But yeah, an interesting one. I don't know. Are they assuming something's happening? It just makes me wonder. So I've already finished volume 3. That was really quick and easy. I am enjoying it, and this does cover the anime as well. This one I really like, Princess Hiragi. The fact that he's like, whoa, to Shizusumi. This panel though, as the fact that he's a 16-year-old drummer, made me think of when I taught in Japan, and how when I first went there was a second year boy. So he would have been second year boy, so he'd been 16 years old, and he's a drummer. And he was what they called tensai drama, because he was actually like amazing at music, but an amazing drummer. And I remember just watching him. He was in my class, I taught him. And he was just such a cool kid. And just amazing at drums. Absolutely incredible. And they would have these concerts they had like amazing facilities in the live music club, because they have a live music club, obviously. Obviously they would do these concerts for the culture festival, and it was always hot and sticky, and loads of the students would say, oh, come and watch us, so I'd go in and watch, because when you're a foreigner, it's like the best thing in the world to have someone come and watch you. You're like, yeah, I came. And some of them were brilliant, but I always made it a point to come and watch this particular student of mine play, because he was absolutely amazing. And specifically for me, which I thought was really cute, they played Donten by Does from Gintama. So that's my next recommendation. So for book 3, I'm actually putting an anime song in as my
my live music experience for number 3 is Don Does, but played by high school students, 16-year-old fabulous drummers. And the fact that they knew that I watched anime and dramas and things like that, and listened to Japanese music to try and increase my Japanese ability, but also because I find them incredibly entertaining. And I really loved Does openings or endings for Gintama. And they all knew that, and it was like a huge hit. It was a massive hit when I was there, so they were quite happy to do it. But they did do like a little mini this one's for you sensei type thing, which melts my heart. But also because it's a banging tune that has banging drums, and this particular student, who was so quiet, he never said anything, but he always made a point of coming over and just kind of hovering near me to be like, hey, hi. He was so funny, and he was so popular with everyone because he was such a lovely, lovely guy, but very, very quiet. And always, like, because I would give him like full marks for everything, like, that was amazing, you were great, because when he did speak, he was absolutely perfect, brilliant English. And he ended up becoming an English teacher, which, when he told me that he was at university, he got into Kyoto, by the way, Kyoto University. Yeah, so he was a smart cookie too. I'm just singing the praises of a student I once had. He got in to study, and I didn't know what it was that he was studying. And he came back to visit the school, and he was like hanging out and chatting with some of the other teachers and the other students from the live music club. And I just happened to be passing, and they were like, "Oh, Sensei, come see this." And it was like, "Oh, hey, it's you." And he was like, "Hi," very quietly. And then when he said he was studying to be an English teacher, I laughed and cackled out loud. Everyone wondered why. And I just couldn't help myself and be like, "But you never speak English." Because he would always say the bare minimum and then speak to me in very quiet, polite Japanese. But then when he'd had to speak English, he was great at it. So yeah, he was a tensai drama, which means a genius drummer. Tensai. And he really was. So yeah, Don by Does, that's my next one. Go and check that out. But look at Hiragi. Oh, he's gone through a lot, hasn't he? This is a great one. This particular one, you can see there's a lot of development and a lot of things that give insight into their like backstory. There's little backstories, little bits about their dynamic, bits about how they are making progress, not just in their band and their social media, but also in their relationships, whether it's with Uenoyama and Mafio. Mafio's a bit of he's like a natural flirt, don't you think? He's like a natural flirt. But, like, he's dangerous in that respect. Dangerous. I absolutely love this section. I loved it in the anime as well. The virgin him crying his eyes out. But I really did like this. And Mafio picking up on the fact that Kaji-san is still doing his thing, still being all wild and free. And there it is, being all like, yeah, Akihiko, you are not a good boy. You are a bad boy. But, This was good. This was a good one. It's progress. This is all about progress. Maybe a step back for Akihiko. But I do like all the social media stuff. I don't want to do anything else today. I want to just keep reading. I know I'm supposed to go to the shops, but it's still hot. It's still too hot outside. And if I go now, I'm just going to have to walk home in the hot and be all exhausted by the time I get back. And I still have some iced coffee. And I should probably do something else. But I want to just read. I just want to read. Maybe I will. Maybe take a wee break to wash some dishes and tidy my kitchen a wee bit. And then maybe come back to some reading. That's what I'll do. Oh, and I'll post this on Twitter as well. I don't know what I've got this for. Maybe just purple? Purple on the cover? I don't know. Was there anything else that happened? I'll have a wee check out on the bingo board. I just realised this is definitely a cuddle. This is definitely a hug. He's definitely needing a hug. But is it a cuddle? I don't know. I might class this as a cuddle. I've seen too many embraces in this this manga so far that I'm not sure. Does it count? Does it count? If it's a cuddle, I kind of feel like that you need to define what. I know I'm thinking of this too seriously. I know, but it kind of needs to be defined as, is a cuddle when two people are embracing, or is it just that one's slouching on the other? Is it like what? I'm gonna put this down as it though, because he needed a cuddle, he needed a hug. I don't know if that's the same. Anyway, I'm putting it down. Ooh. So I just kind of just started this. I decamped to my bed so I can relax a bit. With the windows open with a cool breeze. I can already see Akiko being, ooh, I don't know. There's just his attitude towards Haruki is just a little bit meh. Haruki, bless him. Look at that wee face. I don't know. Like, it's obvious not a healthy situation for him and Ugetsu to be in. So, yeah, I just been reading about him and Ugetsu together. It's sad. It's kind of sad, but it's like really depressing. It's pretty amazing, Mafuyu though, being a wee genius, and the excitement that he's like, oh, it's the genius kid, and how he can identify the emotion is pretty amazing. So yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame what's going on. So I got only just a few more pages on, and it seems like they're having a little bit of an issue as well, with Mafuyu being so consumed with music in kind of a very similar way to Getsu. But this moment when he's like, it'll all be ruined, I'm like, oh my god. Oh, because I'm assuming would be under some sort of pressure in that respect to not repeat any mistakes or errors in the past. And that's kind of tough. Yama, be gentle, be kind. It's like, the pressure of these guys. I can feel it in the sense within the manga. There's a building tension. So I don't know. I'm trying to remember what happened because it's such a long time ago that I watched it. Was this in the anime as well, or was this in the extra movie thing? I can't remember. I'm gonna have to watch it all. Definitely gonna have to watch it all. So it's good that the two of them have kind of sorted stuff out. They've been working together, and Mafuyu just being a wee genius. But there's definitely tension there with Akihiko and Haruki. Haruki just trying to keep everything together and yet still at the same time feeling inadequate, which I think is understandable if the people around you are amazing. And Akihiko, even though he doesn't consider himself to be, Haruki's like, yeah, but you can play all these instruments and you're really good and you got into KO, which is really hard to get into. So, yeah, definitely have this building tension in this volume. So, volume 4 is when it feels like there's definitely some issues within the band. I can't remember if I've watched this though. It feels like I have, but I don't remember. Maybe. So I finished this volume as well, and this volume mostly focuses on Haruki and Akiyama and the aftermath of their fight, which is kind of because it's the aftermath of Ugetsu and Akiyama's fight. So tension, drama, and it's not good. And I really do think that reading this helped clarify, because I do remember, I think that's part of the movie version, like the extra anime, which I do think I watched. Maybe I just watched some of the like trailery stuff. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I watched it. Anyway, more of this. What I really enjoy are all these little extras at the end
they're so funny, finding things out. Kids as a kid, and his. I love how he's like, wow, this Masashi. It's quite funny. Or him getting his hair cut and all the women probably thinking that they're together. Oh, what was it? There was especially this one here. It doesn't quite. It's not quite the same. A cat whose appearance belies his true nature. Because the joke doesn't really sit as well. It's a shame because he's a Pomeranian, so he's a dog. If it was Ueno-yama, then it would work. But the cat that's being referenced is not a cat. So it's a different kind of cat. So the joke is there, and I understand it because I understand Japanese. But if you didn't understand Japanese, then you wouldn't get it. So yeah, there you go. Interesting. This one I love though. This is the best. So I guess his true nature is there. It's quite on display. But what I loved was, look at these. Aren't these cute? Super cute. I want stickers of these. I think they'd be super cute as stickers. So yeah. Finished this one already. Oh, here on me. I have to try and think of another song recommendation. Give me a minute. So I got a little bit distracted. I ended up on a wee trip down memory lane, trying to think of a good song for this. I was trying to think like what the theme of this is, and it's all to do with love. So I was thinking about a PJ Harvey song, and then because I was thinking about PJ Harvey, I was remembering that I went to a gig on the Green back in 2003, and then I thought, hold on, there were some really great bands then, and so I checked out who was playing, and the headline act was the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then the act that was on before that was the Foo Fighters, and the act that was on before that was Queens of the Stone Age, and I was like, geez, this is a brilliant lineup. But PJ Harvey was on earlier on during the day, as was Electric Six, who kind of only have one big song, which is, well, you know, no offense to Electric Six, but their big song was Danger High Voltage. So if you haven't checked out that song, it's about, it's basically the same thing over and over again. It's danger, danger, high voltage, when we touch, when we kiss. And that's kind of how I feel like that is with all of these guys, that there is an element of danger to having any kind of sexual or romantic connection, and that it's gonna blow up in your face, guys. It's not always gonna be good. So yeah, my recommendation for this volume is Electric Six, Danger, High Voltage. Go check it out. I'm also just wanted to point out that once again in these wee extras, we've got Akiko, Kaji-san, also reading Given, but volume 4. Which this is. It's like, hold on, he's reading himself within. How meta is that? He's actually in the volume, reading the volume. I just think it's like even more insane. Anyway, I don't know what time it is, but it's getting a bit late and I can feel a cooler breeze through the window, which is nice. So I'm probably going to take a little bit of a walk to the shops and maybe read something later. Probably, I'm guessing, volume 5, because I'm probably going to finish this today. I'm just going to read the whole rest of the thing today. What can I say? It's great. So I just got back from the shops and I got some nice wee bargains, including some egg custard tarts too. I got them for 40p. So this little bad boy was only 20p. It's gonna be delicious. But I'm feeling a bit woozy now because I think my blood sugar levels must have been really low. And as soon as I got home and I had something to eat, I feel like super
tired, like I'm gonna crash. So I think my blood sugar is spiking, which I'm just gonna add to it. So I'm gonna make myself feel even more tired. So I might not manage to get it, but I am gonna start Given Volume 5. This is the one that I bought last May, I think. I think that's when this came out. You can always try. Oh, that's when did it come out? February 2021, and I bought this in May in Waterstones when I went shopping and like thrift shopping. I'll put a link to the video. So I actually bought this full price. I know. Like I almost never do that. But I think I got it full price last year in May. So it's been sitting in my drawer all this time, just waiting for me to collect the rest of the volume so I could actually read it. And the one that I got before that was Volume 2, which I got like a full year before, which was also around May. And because I didn't have Volume 1, so I couldn't read Volume 2 either. It feels crazy to have like bought something 2 years ago and to only just be reading it now, and 1 full year and only be reading it now. I mean, there is so much in my collection that I haven't read, and I need to go through it all and be like, okay, what have you read and what haven't you? And here is your TBR officially, and let's get through it all, because I really feel like I need to read everything in my collection. I'm going to try and read some more for Manga Pride reads anyway, whether I have them, because that was the thing, like I wasn't going to read Volume 5 if I hadn't read Volume 1, 2, 3 and 4, but there's a few things in my collection that I'm just going to like, just read it, even if it's mid-series and you don't have the other ones. Just read it and see what you think. But yeah, so I'm going to have a wee read and a wee eat of this lovely egg custard tart. Which I probably shouldn't be eating, but it's kind of a nutmeggy taste, so it's going to be delicious. I've got to chapter 24, but I really like this little section here. I really do like Mafuyu's sort of interactions with Hiragi. They're just so funny. He gives him such a hard time. They give each other shit all the time. It's quite nice that they're at this kind of stage that they can be around each other in the same way. And how cutting Mafuyu is with him. He's just cuts him down left, right and centre. Just go get with Shizu. So yeah, this was interesting, and I don't know, there's definitely a little bit more development between both of these, but the whole clock thing was quite sad. Anyway, it's a new school year, or at least it's the one after the summer holiday, so they're going into September. It is nice to see some progression with all of them, even if it's just baby steps. So I'm about halfway through now, and I kind of feel like Kayla from Books and Lala is having reading sprints, which is great because that means I can kind of join in when I'm reading anyway. I love that for me. But I do think it's starting to get a bit darker because we've got clouds in the sky, so it's not quite as bright down here. And also I'm kind of feeling like I might need a bath just to chill and relax and everything, so I might put a wee bookmark in. I'm at chapter 25. I'm enjoying it. I think they're about to have to do their second new song live performance. So they've had other live performances, but this one will be like the one they stopped doing for a while for the competition to introduce their second Mafuyu lyriced song. And I'm excited about this one because I feel like this is all kind of new. Like, I don't feel like I've watched this in the anime, so I think this is around the time if you've watched some of the anime. I don't know if that includes the movie, because I can't remember what the movie is about, but I'm definitely going to have to watch it again and do a little comparison. So yeah, chapter 25. But I think I will go and have a warm bath. Maybe put some Epsom salts. Is it Epsom salts? Or Himalayan salts? Some sort of nice fancy salts or something. But I just wanted to get this. I ate my custard egg tart, and I have to say, a little bit disappointing. It was softer than I thought, and it didn't have as much sweetness. The pastry case was deep. It was deep. It was deep. Oh, something went dark a bit. So I think my phone is about to run out of battery as well, so I better go and plug that in, and then I'm gonna have a wee bath. I might read some in the bath, but I might just wait and leave, and have a wee audiobook listen or something like that instead. Or I might just enjoy my bath. But I'll check in with you later. So it turns out it was Epsom salts that I had, so that's what I ended up having. And I did actually just finish reading this in the bath. It was a very, very nice. It's a little bit darker today than it was yesterday, so I've got the light on. So we did have the performance by Mafuyu, and they did well, and people liked them. And Ugetsu was there, so we had the sort of final sort of goodbye for Ugetsu and Akiko. They were being, in a sense, able to draw a line under their relationship, which was also sad. It really does feel like it's kind of like it redeems his character, because I did like Ugetsu, but I felt like when I watched the anime that he kind of got a bit of a bad presentation, whereas there was actually obviously love there for him, and then you got this last chapter, which is it, like chapter 28? Seems like it's not a time skip exactly, but it's like time speeded up. They give like 2 or 3 pages to show, yeah, chapter 28. So here they have this, it's October, and then there's like a couple of pages, and then all of a sudden they're in spring, and we're supposed to just take those couple of pages as that's it. It goes their new year. The new year rolled around, blah blah blah. And all of a sudden, it's spring. Like, literally, these are the 2 pages. So it's like a huge big time skip from October through to spring, which is March, April, if we're having sakura blossoms. So I kind of feel like this, the way that this volume ended, you have to just kind of put your trust in and believe that Akiko put in the work. Because he's saying that he wants to deserve Haruki, but we have to just believe that he did put in some work to be able to, for him to accept, and for us as readers to accept. And I don't think those 2 pages was enough. Like I know he's worked hard, but at the same time, and they are dead cute together, but at the same time, I feel like, I don't know, what did he do to make amends? What work did he put in? I kind of feel like Haruki deserves someone, to put him first and to put in some work, But those 2 pages, that was it. Winter and spring. Boom. And then you do get this little extra bit at the end, and it's like what exactly happened straight after. And that's it. And there's not the same number of fun, cute little stories and stuff, or chibis. So this definitely feels like, the anime and the movie is up to this point. So I'll have to take a picture and add it to my Twitter. And it is about, 10:30 or something like that, but I will probably start this and I will probably finish it tonight, but I'll probably talk about it tomorrow, because this is the final volume. So I've got red, and this will be yellow, although it's kind of a gold, kind of a dirty yellow, but I really like these 2 on the cover.
I like the two of them together. So this is 100% brand new story stuff. Is this did I get this year? I'm trying to remember. Because I remember this was in May last year. And have we caught up with Japan? No, this is actually last year as well. First printing September, second printing September. Oh, okie doke. I must have just bought it this year then. I remember I got a good deal for it. I think it was like $6.99 or something, which is a good deal nowadays. So, yeah, when's the next volume? Is the next volume out in Japan? I'll need to check that out. Anyway, I'm gonna give this one a restart. So just before I go on to volume 6, I'll give my music recommendations for volume 5. I didn't mention it before, but when I was in the shops buying stuff, it was like a throwback. It was so cool. The second I walked in, a song just had come on the sound system for the shop, and it was so nostalgic to my early uni days. I think it was my early uni days. It was Amory and One Thing. Oh man, when I say I was obsessed with that song, I was so obsessed. It was like on loop over and over and over again. And so when I was coming home, I put it on and I was just like jamming on the way home. And then it like took me to a couple of other songs from back in that time period, and it was like, oh man, these were so great. I loved Amory. That was such a good song. And then I have to say, I was probably one of those really annoying drunk white girls in the club wearing low-cut, like low-rise boot-cut denim jeans from Miss Selfridge and like a one-sleeved tight cropped top. And as soon as Destiny's Child Bootylicious came on, I was like, this is my jam, this is my song, and I'd be like rushing out into the club from the toilets, and everyone would be like, yeah. And just like, oh god, these children. Oh, so young. Those were the days. But it did make me think of, yeah, Amory came on and I was like, that's my next song choice. One Thing. But it did make me think of Bootylicious, and it also made me think of what's Kelly Rowland's one? Commander. Those were some banging tunes. I loved them. They were great. Man, the 2000s they get a bad rep. they were great. But if you haven't heard Amory's One Thing, just do a wee Google search. I'll put a link to it. It's such a great song. Do do do. It just starts so easily, but it's just such a great banging tune. And I had that looped over and over again. So yeah, that's my music recommendations. Why? Just because I went to the shops. It's not really got anything to do with this volume. Not really. I'm a little bit disappointed, I have to say, just as I'm saying, that because we've had this time skip, because we get to this point in the spring, I'm like, well, what's been going on with Uenoyama and Mafuyu? Like, what's with their relationship? So because we've had this, we don't get the development. We don't get to see all the ins and outs of their development. So I'm kind of like, that's a bit of a shame. Maybe that's not the whole point of the story then. So I'm wondering what it is. So yeah, we'll move on to volume 6. Just before I move on to talk about, or we'll start reading volume 6, what I really liked is this moment that Mafuyu and Haruki are having before the performance, but then you get these two guys. What do you mean, what? And then they just carry on, but these guys are just winding each other up. Oh, Hiragi, Uenoyama, just being dorks. Oh, they're so funny. It is. It's fun having these different dynamics, and I do like that the two of them are on this cover. I really like this. It's kind of dynamic with the two of them. I'm assuming it's the two of them because it's the guitars. So I'm gonna give this a wee start.
So, good morning. It's the next day. I've got my coffee. I've got a BLT sandwich, and I have finished it. I finished it last night before I went to sleep. I just wanted to say it did feel shorter, and that's because, like, look at the difference. There's like quite a difference in the thickness. Also, check out that. Tut tut tut, sublime. Come on, that's like a 3 or 4 millimeter overstep. Tut tut. Not good. My spines don't feel perfect. Anyway, this is a thinner one, so it definitely felt like maybe I don't know, like it was quick. It felt quick. Anyway, I'm gonna put you up in here so I can see what I'm looking at. This is an interesting volume because it's all Hiragi's story, really. Let me move your sandwich over the way. Come on. Okay, the wee sandwich. So yeah, it's all Hiragi's. Because I did feel like when we had this one that we might not get, like, what happened? Like, what happened in those few months? But we still don't get all of it. We just get a general sense because of what's been going on. So I did notice that in the last one when he said he had a girlfriend, and I saw the back of the head and was like, oh, I know who it's going to be. So I knew that. I thought this was quite a heartbreaking thing. It's weird, isn't it? Right? It was like, ugh, siblings. Yeah, they say shit like that, don't they? Yep. They say shit and they hurt them, and they're not good. Anyway, I thought this was quite a nice wee bit, but this one I particularly liked. Haruki's sister is the cutest. She's just lovely. Oh, and the rest of the family are like, yay! But then you get into this one, which is Hiragi's story. So you kind of get more of their, like, Matthew and... I love the two of them together. I love their dynamic. Like, they're like... like what he said, that, yeah, he calls his little sister. I laugh so much at that, because it's like, he does kind of give off little sister tsundere vibes, doesn't he? Hiragi. But it's interesting because when I got to this point, because I obviously saw the cover and I was like, wow, okay, well, are they actually playing together? Surely not, because that's gonna be fucking weird as hell. Like, how is Mafuyu alright with that? Because that would really fuck me up. And so that's kind of a little bit like this. A little bit, but it's actually more Uenoyama and his interactions with Hiragi and Shizusumi, and how like he's developing as a musician, and so it's definitely interesting. And then we're getting a little bit of Hiragi and Shizumi's stories as well. And so, yeah, it's got a shift. This is a very much a shift in perspective because we're getting the different characters. It's definitely a cuteness to these guys. Oh, this was so cute. It's so cute. Oh, and then when they're like getting school, they're so funny with him. It's just weird though. For me, I feel like Uenoyama can't replace this person, because his presence was so vast for them. So, there he says, an intensely charismatic person, and his music was different. So it's like all these people who are supposed to be geniuses, and yet they're all very different. And yeah, this is kind of a difficult one. So it was kind of interesting. I liked this when he said it was like Hiragi's music and Mafuyu's music are nothing like this. And I thought
this is my time to introduce my tune for this volume. When I heard something that was like nothing I'd heard before, and yet at the same time spoke to a part of my soul that kind of like needed to listen, and that is Laura Mvula and a song called Overcome, and it features Nile Rodgers. So it's got that fantastic kind of disco guitar hook that plays over and over, and it kind of sounds very reminiscent of songs from my childhood that are kind of also alien to me, because when I say childhood, I mean like more like my infancy. So I was born in South Africa, so I like my first musical experience is all like African music. So and that's kind of at a time when you're so young, you don't even have self-consciousness yet. So you're just aware as a sort of being, but without any kind of real understanding of your own body or limits of your body, or the fact that you're separate from your surroundings kind of thing. And that's what listening to Laura Mvula's Overcome did for me. It was like on repeat for a full week. I had to just listen to it over and over again. Loved it. So that's my next recommendation, is Laura Mvula. Go check out her music, but especially Overcome. It's amazing. So yeah, this is kind of what I thought of when I saw Uniyama's response. There's definitely a lot of development, and the shift is between these guys from the past and the present and into the future, like what's going on. So there's discussions of it, and it's negotiation, and it's uncomfortable. I think this volume was fun and high schooly, but also deeply uncomfortable. I mean, you can tell that because you've got panels of darkness, you know, that makes you feel uncomfortable. But also it was fun to find out who likes who likes who. But yeah, I don't think this was an easy task. But also, the more I saw this, I was like, dude, you're doing what happened. This is a repetition. This is history repeating. This is not good. So I was really like, Mafuyu, dude, you gotta say something. But also, he wouldn't want to say anything. So this is how it ended. And I was like, well, we definitely need the next volume right now, please. I can't believe that I've got to the end of my 6 volumes and be like, no, I need more. I need it right now. Obviously, the bonus stories are always fun. I thought that was so funny. Love you, Ritz. Psych. And the cosplaying. The cosplaying is always good. Do you think they went home and had sex like that? I kind of want to think that they did. Had a bit of a laugh. But it's fun and it's nice, but it felt too fast. It just felt too fast. It's much thinner. And it's also like ramping up some tension. This felt like a building. Oh, can you see it? A building kind of volume. So yeah, I just don't want to focus. Anyway, so that's given. So I've read all 6 volumes. Do I like it? Yes. Do I love it? Yes. Natsuki Kizu's artwork is stunning. I really enjoy the juxtaposition of the black and white characters and the colour schemes. I think Sublime have done a good job in terms of how they've changed up, because I know that in the Japanese version there's a sort of like burnt orange packing tape kind of brown, but they've just gone the full rainbow colours, which helps, I think, for promoting it as a sort of LGBT kind of one to read. I did enjoy this one. I like Hiragi. He's an interesting character. He's obviously very emotional. He's like everyone's little sister. So yeah, I did love Given. I really enjoyed it. I do recommend it if you haven't given the manga a go yet. And if you want to, check out the anime as well, because I definitely am going to be looking into rewatching that this week probably. I'll see if I can get... Is it on Crunchyroll? I'll check it out and see if it is. So yeah, I like this. I now know that I've got like a yellow cover, so I don't know how I'm doing with my bingo board. Probably don't have a bingo yet. We'll see. So I don't know if I'm gonna just wrap this up now or carry on and read some more. I know Servant and Lord is the read for Manga Pride Reads that's available through Kindle Unlimited, chosen by Bizarre Individual and Rachel and Dynamic Dylan, and I'm very happy that I was able to do some of it and get quite a lot. I haven't got a bingo yet, so I'll carry on and do some more reads, but I've got plenty of time for the month to carry on with it, and hopefully get a blackout. That's always fun, but I'll aim for that, but at least try and get one bingo. So yeah, if this is all I'm showing you, this is all I'm showing you. So I'm 365801 and I make videos about BL manga, yaoi, male romance and all that good stuff. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, ring the notification bell to get notified when the next video is up, and share with all your friends. And let me know what you think of Given. If you've read it, have you watched the anime? I love it, it's great. What do you think? Natsuki Kizu, she's brilliant, isn't she? I haven't got Link, is it Link or Links yet? So I'm looking forward to picking that up at some point. So yeah, I guess that's it. It's a great manga, highly recommend. So yeah, take care everyone. I will see you in the next video. Bye!